Hello and welcome back to Dark Thoughts. Today we're diving into what might be the most disturbing underground facility in America, the alleged Dulce Base beneath the Archuleta Mesa in New Mexico. If the stories are true, this subterranean complex houses not just military personnel and classified experiments, but something far more unsettling. Let's find out why. Nestled in the shadow of the Archuleta Mesa near the small town of Dulce, New Mexico, sits what appears to be nothing more than barren desert landscape. The town itself is unremarkable, home to just under 3,000 people, mostly members of the Jicarilla Apache Nation. But according to numerous whistleblowers, witnesses, and researchers, this remote location conceals one of America's darkest secrets. Beneath the mesa, they claim, lies a vast underground facility jointly operated by the U.S. military and extraterrestrial beings. A place where the laws of both man and nature are suspended in the pursuit of technologies and knowledge beyond human understanding. The first public claims about the Dulce Base emerged in the late 1970s, when Paul Bennewitz, a physicist and businessman, began intercepting what he believed were electronic communications from the facility. Bennewitz operated a small electronics company adjacent to Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, and claimed his equipment had picked up transmissions detailing genetic experiments, human abductions, and an underground war between humans and aliens. The Air Force, concerned about Bennewitz's proximity to sensitive military installations, allegedly launched a disinformation campaign against him, feeding him false information that eventually led to his mental breakdown. But was this merely to discredit him, or was there something to his claims? The Dulce Base story might have faded into obscurity if not for Thomas Costello. Costello claimed to have been a security officer at the facility in the 1970s, with a Level 7 clearance that gave him access to the most restricted areas. According to Costello, the base consists of 7 levels, each descending deeper beneath the mesa, and housing progressively more disturbing operations. Level 1, he said, contains security and communications. Level 2 houses the human staff living quarters. Level 3 is dedicated to laboratories focused on mind control. Level 4 hosts genetic experiments on humans. Level 5 is where human subjects are housed. Level 6 contains the genetic labs where the most disturbing experiments take place, what Costello described as the Nightmare Hall. And Level 7, the most heavily guarded, houses extraterrestrial entities and technology beyond human comprehension. Costello claimed that in 1979, a conflict erupted between human security personnel and the alien entities after guards discovered the true nature of the experiments being conducted on abducted humans. This resulted in what he called the Dulce Wars, a firefight that allegedly killed 66 human personnel. After this incident, Costello says he smuggled out photographs, documents, and even video footage before going into hiding. He claimed to have sent this evidence to trusted individuals for safekeeping, though none of it has ever surfaced publicly. Is there any evidence to support these extraordinary claims? Surprisingly, there are some curious facts that lend at least a measure of credibility to the Dulce story. The area around Dulce has been a hotspot for UFO sightings and cattle mutilations since the 1960s. These mutilations are particularly disturbing. Animals found with surgical precision cuts, organs removed, and blood completely drained, yet no signs of struggle or tracks around the bodies. In 1967, the U.S. government established a facility known as the Dulce Experimental Gas Operation, supposedly to extract hydrogen from underground deposits. Local residents reported unusual military presence, strange sounds emanating from beneath the ground, and unmarked helicopters coming and going at all hours. Former Dulce residents have described seeing unusual aircraft, experiencing electronic interference, and even encountering men in black who warned them against discussing what they'd seen. Some claim to have experienced missing time or unexplained medical symptoms consistent with radiation exposure. In the 1980s, physicist and UFO researcher John Lear, son of the inventor of the Lear jet, came forward with claims that he had spoken with individuals who had worked at the Dulce facility. According to Lear, These sources confirmed the existence of the base and its joint human-alien operations. Perhaps most intriguing is the testimony of Phil Schneider, who claimed to have been an explosives engineer contracted by the government to help build underground bases. Schneider said he was involved in the construction of Dulce and other facilities, and was one of only 3 survivors of the alleged Dulce firefight in 1979. Schneider spent the last 2 years of his life giving public lectures about Dulce and other black projects. He displayed what he claimed was a wound from the firefight, a chest injury, and missing fingers that he said were caused by an alien weapon. In January 1996, Schneider was found dead in his apartment, a rubber catheter hose wrapped around his neck. Though ruled a suicide, many of his supporters believe he was murdered to silence him. The US government has never officially acknowledged the existence of an underground base at Dulce. When questioned, officials typically offer no comment or deny the claims outright. But absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, especially when dealing with classified projects. We do know that the US military operates numerous underground facilities across the country. The technology to create vast subterranean complexes has existed since the Cold War, when facilities like NORAD were carved into mountains to survive nuclear attacks. We also know that the government has a long history of conducting unethical experiments without public knowledge or consent. The Tuskegee syphilis study, MK-Ultra mind control experiments, and the deliberate exposure of unwitting civilians to radiation during the Cold War are all now acknowledged historical facts. Could the Dulce Base be another chapter in this dark history? A place where the boundaries of ethics and perhaps even species are crossed in the pursuit of advanced technology and biological knowledge? The Jicarilla Apache have legends of subterranean beings and ancient tunnels beneath their lands. They speak of areas on the Mesa that have always been forbidden, places where the ground feels hollow underfoot, and strange lights appear at night. These stories predate modern UFO accounts by centuries. In 2016, satellite imagery revealed unusual heat signatures emanating from the Archuleta Mesa that couldn't be explained by natural geological processes. When researchers attempted to investigate further, they found the area suddenly restricted by federal authorities citing environmental concerns. Whether you believe the more extreme claims about alien collaboration or not, there are enough unusual circumstances surrounding Dulce to suggest that something out of the ordinary exists beneath the New Mexico desert. If the Dulce Base is real, it represents a profound violation of human rights, constitutional law, and perhaps even our understanding of humanity's place in the cosmos. If it isn't, it remains one of the most elaborate and enduring conspiracy theories in American history, one that continues to raise disturbing questions about what our government might be capable of hiding from its citizens. The truth about Dulce, like the facility itself, remains buried, hidden beneath layers of secrecy, disinformation, and the remote desert landscape of northern New Mexico.